back at you with episode 10 of Cadence Podcast. As you know, this episode is brought to you by White Glove Carpet Cleaning. White Glove Carpet Cleaning has been cleaning carpets for over 25 years, and it's locally owned, and it's my business, and I own it with my family, and we operate it locally in Davis County. And we love to clean carpets, and we love to clean tile, clean cars, and clean air ducts. And anything that can be cleaned basically is handled by yours truly. Um, we take care of pee smells, we take care of mold. Of course, there's lots of dirt and that gets in the carpets. And White Glove is who I'm promoting for carpet cleaning in your area. Reach out to me if you want to get your carpets clean or your car clean or your tile or whatever. Or you could call or text 801-425-4618 for all of your carpet and tile and car needs. That's 801-425-4618. I like to try to mix it up with the ad because I feel like a robot when I read the prompt. Plus, I read the prompt and I don't like how I wrote the prompt, but I don't know how else to write it other than just saying it however I want to say it. And I know it's not near as effective as having somebody very talented or write an ad that it's an unpaid ad. Hell yeah. Anyway, it's nice having it on here though, because now you know, and now anybody who listens to the podcast is held accountable for getting their carpets cleaned by me. I'm your carpet guy now, and that's just how it is. I'm not even gonna fight you on it. I'm just your carpet guy. I'm also going round two with holding the microphone instead of using the stands because I have the stands. I actually have my desk and everything set up now, way better than how I had it before. And by desk, I mean 3.5 foot by 1.5 foot lifetime folding table. That's not mine. That is my mom's, and I stole it. I haven't given it back, and I'm using it for this, and I'm using it for my video games, and I basically live on this. I don't even have a chair. I have a folding chair. A folding chair I sit on and play video games and do the podcast. But I like to hold the microphone. I feel like it's a little bit more personal. I don't have to lean on the desk, and you don't have to deal with me scratching the desk or bumping it or whatever. I can adjust, and I can sit how I want. I can be comfortable. Hey, I'm fucking comfortable now. I'm fucking comfortable the way I am, sitting with one leg crossing over the other, like I have no cock between my legs, and I can sit like this, and I'm not uncomfortable. I'm so comfortable. Like I have no cock when I cross my legs. Oh, it's the best. Not a lot of guys can sit like that for some reason. Well, not for no reason. They have three things between there that are very sensitive. But for some reason, I can sit cross-legged and I don't get crushed. I don't feel any pain. But you should know, I'm not cockless. I just am able to sit cross-legged. That is the point that I'm trying to get across. Oh yes. I don't expect this episode to be very long. I'm all by myself today, and I wanted to do just an episode 10 little recap of how this is going for me so far and where I'm at in my life. So, yeah, I just moved into this new place, and it's super, super comfortable, super cozy. I moved in with my my twin brothers that I interviewed, and one of their friends. And we share the place, and it's just nice. It's a little newer than the place that I came from, and uh, it has not as much space. It's actually a smaller house. The bedroom I have is smaller too, but it's just more homey. I don't know. We got all of our furniture in here, and the twins are really good at decorating, so they put everything in the right place, and we have this fifth bedroom that we share. And that's where I do the podcast. I basically have another bedroom again, but this time I'm not paying for the room. We share the room. I also hope you can't hear. There's like a helicopter feedback noise for some reason. All of my devices are. You know my devices are turned off. I don't know why. I'm getting that helicopter feedback. I don't know if you can hear it. It might just be in my headphones, but I couldn't fix it. I tried moving the box and all the cables and turned everything off, but it kind of comes and goes and it's faint. So hopefully, you probably don't have this on full blast anyway because I scream in the mic. But yeah, apologies in advance for the helicopter feedback. I do enjoy doing this solo though. Sometimes I don't I feel like I'm talking to nobody, so I can rant and I don't feel like anybody's listening, even though I know people will tune in at some point and listen to a little bit, but I feel like I'm talking to nobody, so I can just kind of voice my thoughts like I'm talking to myself. It's exactly what I am actually talking to myself right now, and you guys get to just hear me talk to myself. I'm in this room by myself. Everybody's out in the living room doing God knows what, and I'm talking into a microphone. All right, not yeah, two Happy New Year's 2020. A Merry Christmas. I haven't Oh, it's you know what? Yeah, we're gonna be straightforward. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be open. It's hard for me to do this podcast lately with the move and going through a breakup and not having my same setup, and for some reason my job is super busy right now, and yeah, I'm in a weird place going into this new year. Um, And so I apologize for not being right on top of the weekly episodes. I also, people are busy and not able to interview, and I don't know how to get people to interview. I'm also not as proactive as reaching out as I wish I was. I'm just not. So, I mean, it'd be nice if I had like a guy a producer that would do all of that for me, and I could just do this. Or if I just knew how to be, an awesome host and get people, and I had more what would you call them, goals? Yeah, just more like more um, drawn out goals for what I want to accomplish. I mean, I know I know what I'm trying to do. I like to. One thing that I don't really talk about are the polls that I post on Instagram. I post questions every now and then about religious things or just about things that are going on, mostly religious things. And I love to see the people in my circle, their responses, where where people are. And I first of all, I really appreciate the people that will actually respond or share their opinions or their beliefs, because it's fun for me. I try to be um I know I have a really overbearing personality, so I can be kind of obnoxious, but I want to hear everybody's feedback. So those that do reach out, I love and I appreciate you. Um, maybe I guess I would actually like to share a couple of the things that I have. Today I posted. Or did I didn't even. Today is January 6th, when I'm recording this, and it's 10 p.m. And I posted on my story a yes or no question. I said, "Do you believe the flood in the Old Testament was an actual event?" And I wish I would have clarified this question more, and I probably will right after I close this episode. I want to know. I mean, it's about 50-50 right now out of 50 voters. Let me see what it is as of right now. It was about then when I checked last. So right now it's 40-60. 40% no, I don't believe it, and 60% yes. Oh, and it's only, yeah, a lot of people. I actually got more no's than I thought I was going to get. But when I look at the no's, it's mostly people that don't believe in God or don't believe in the scriptures anyway. So I wanted to phrase my question more as yes or no if you believe in the story, And if you do you believe in the Bible? Or preface it with the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, do you believe in the Old Testament stories? And if so, why? If I'm going to be honest, I think a lot. Well, the honest truth is, I have just started a new book called something about the Bible, A History of the Bible by John Barton, and it's a tough read. It's he's very intelligent, and I'm not near as intelligent as or just dedicated to the topic as I want to be. I listen to it while I'm cleaning carpets, and it's like a textbook. It's tough to follow. But there was a point he made in one of the first few chapters, about most of the Old Testament stories being just stories, not actual events. And I wish I remembered the backing, the explanation to it. But it was that's what drove the question. Growing up, I always assumed that all of the stories were true because they were in the Bible, and if they were in the Bible, then they were factual, they were real. And it always seemed insane to me anyway that of the flood, having a flood that covered maybe not even the whole earth but most of the earth, and that Noah had built a giant boat to inhabit all of the animals. The story just seemed weird anyway, but I believed it because I was supposed to. And but now I can I can sit back in my comfy chair as I swap my one leg to the other leg, crossing and still not crushing myself, and say I think the story's pretty baloney. Um, but I also don't believe in God, or that there was anything divine. So it's easy. I guess it's just easy for me to not believe it. But I want to know why people do believe it. I want to know if there's something that is personally, God, I just wish I was more intelligent. But that's why I'm doing this. I'd love to hear what everybody else has to say about all of these things. So yeah, so some of the responses I got from that. Some of the yeses and some of the nos. Let's see, I haven't even read this response yet. They said, shit, cock, damn hell. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to say. Yes. Uh, they said, I've always been curious to see how many people actually believe those things. I'd like to see how many people believe that they actually occurred, or whether they are just parable type stories. Yes, I think they're mostly parables. I'm not saying that people aren't telling these stories. Obviously, they got put in the book, but I think that's kind of how it was. Well, I don't know. Maybe that was how it was intentioned, and it's been misinterpreted over years. He keeps going and says, or how many people don't know. Whoops. Or how many people know that the four Gospels aren't actually written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, and they were written over 100 years after their deaths and in different languages. I know about the languages. I don't know about the authors. I saw something that was funny though that said, how did Jesus in the Middle East find people named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Which was hilarious, and I think it was just a joke, but I think it's pretty funny, or it's valid. I mean, yeah, we named those guys. We changed their names. Written over 100 years. Yeah, I wish I knew more about the history of the Bible. That's why I'm reading this fucking book. This one says, oh, hell no. Right on. Respect that. Some of the other responses. I got a long response from a friend trying to credit it scientifically, saying that not all of the earth was what could have been flooded, and talking about water displacement, and that there have been multiple floods over the years of the history of the earth. And the only thing I thought was that, well, he was anyway trying to justify it scientifically, but I think it was just if it happened, it was a miraculous thing. I don't think it had to be scientifically, like God doesn't always work scientifically. Obviously, there's all of the stories in the New Testament about people being raised from the dead, and Jesus walking on water and turning water into wine. I mean, you can't do that scientifically. Not without, you just can't do it scientifically. So it was miraculous. If it happened, it was miraculous. He covered the whole earth. He killed everybody because they were all wicked. I was actually reading the. I was actually. Do you want to go on a little scripture study with me? I was actually reading the verses before I got on here, but I didn't finish because I was reading it because I wanted to make sure. Yeah, it kills everybody, or at least the Bible says it does. I'm going to bring. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 6, verse 17. I am going to bring floodwaters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens, every creature that has the breath of life in it. Everything on earth will perish. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, and you and your sons and your wives and your sons' wives with you. Okay, so everybody dies. And then he brings the animals, pairs of clean and unclean, birds of all creatures, male and female. Yeah. It's pretty miraculous if Noah was able to pull that off. Wow, when's the last time you read the Old Testament though? Okay. Let's that was a question I asked recently. I think it was mostly I think it didn't happen. I do think that the earth has been flooded, but I don't think it killed everybody except one family and two of every animal. And and they survived on an ark for how was it 60 days or fuck, I don't know. I haven't read the Old Testament in a long time. Okay, another question I asked a little while ago that I have thought a lot about. I got a lot of responses back and forth about this. Let me see. It should be right up here. Oh yeah, I doesn't have the question, but I have all the responses. The question was something about it was about faith. So faith. What was the question though? Oh, I posted a quote. I posted a quote about faith. Faith is the ultimate cop out to believe whatever you want or something, or it's a cop out. Faith is a cop out for intelligent people. I think that's what it was. Um, and I got a lot of mixed comments on that. Some people were like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, that's ridiculous." Faith is the ultimate cop out. Let's see. Faith is the perfect cop out for intelligent people to ignore everything they see or hear. Um, and then someone commented 100 things. Yes, I agree with this 100%. I wish I had the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of faith being a cop out. And some other people says having faith is a choice, not a cop out. True, it's a choice, but it's a way. Oh, okay, all right. It's a choice. It's not a cop out. Okay, for some, yes, but I also think it gives others the opportunity to think much deeper and greater. Faith is the perfect cop out for intelligent. Oh, I read that one. Agree, and we should be as logical as possible, but every decision requires faith to an extent. Okay, I did have a conversation with this person, and they were saying that because it was. I hope I'm not misquoting them, but every decision we make is unknown. So to make any decision, we have to have some level of faith or hope about a decision with. Excuse me. We have to have faith about an outcome regarding our decisions. And so every decision we make or every belief we have has faith to some extent. And I think that was just a misinterpretation of what I think faith is. To me, faith is as some of the scriptures say, it's believing without seeing. Faith is religiously. Faith is believing without seeing. It's choosing to accept something without having to know mentally. It's just a feeling. It's just agreeing with it or acknowledging it as truth, even though there's no evidence for it. But faith, I guess, is the same time as also a hope to some extent. But I want to keep hope and faith separate because I have a lot of hope. I have no faith. I think I don't have faith in a higher power. I don't have faith in I don't have faith in a prophet. I don't have faith in scriptures because I don't there's no validity. There's no validity to any of those things. I don't know if there's a God. I can't trust what the prophets are saying because I don't know if there's a God, and I don't trust the scriptures because I don't trust the prophets because I don't know if there's a God. Right? It's like I could choose to believe that there's a God. I could choose to believe that God speaks to prophets. I could choose to believe that Jesus, is the Son of God, but I don't know that. So to me, it's I could hope for it. I do actually hope that there's a purpose to this life. I hope that I can love and live and be happy after I die. But I don't know. I don't know that. I don't have faith that that's going to happen. I just hope that that's the case. Isn't there a scripture about faith and hope? About I don't fuck. I don't know any scriptures anymore. Yeah. So faith and hope are different, and that was a fun question. I liked some of the responses I got. Faith to me is to hope for something and then to work as hard as I can to make it happen. But well, I think that's awesome. Faith is hope, to hope for something and then to work as hard. Well, that's just hoping for something and then working to make it happen. Faith is believing in something despite lack of logical evidence that it these are more responses. I think afterwards I posted differences between faith and hope, or faith and logic, or something. Faith is having a trust in something greater than yourself, whether that's God or anything else. True. Faith is hoping or wanting something while also putting it out in the universe. Well, don't know what that means. That's very broad. Faith is like a little seed, except mine didn't grow. Hee hee. Yeah. Yeah. Faith is things hoped for that are not seen. All right. All right. I can respect that. I like the responses. I just don't know. I don't see the same. Oh, this is the rest of what she said. Faith is having trust of something greater than yourself, whether that's God or the universe or a figure that gives you hope to carry you through tough times and a reason to celebrate the happy times. That was beautiful. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't feel like I have that kind of faith, but I have a lot of hope. I do have a lot of hope. I'd love to be with my friends and with my family and the people I care about, and to make new relationships after I die. Whether that's in a spirit, or whether that's as just an entity, or in another human body, or as a fucking giraffe. I would love to be able to continue the happiness that I enjoy now, or feel it indefinitely. I just choose not to subject myself to a faith or a principle or a policy or rules or gospel. Because it's all hearsay. It's all just, I guess it's just whatever. I get to believe whatever the fuck I want to believe. I get to I don't believe anything. All right. So that's what I've been. Oh yes. Don't you love this? This is long. This is already longer than I wanted to go for this. So back to my recap on the podcast so far. I think the people that listen to it really enjoy it. Let's see. I've got these numbers pulled up. I started out strong with my brother's episodes, and I think a lot of people were just generally curious about what I was going to talk about in my podcast. Excuse me. So I had a lot of listeners at the beginning. I had, let's see, my first episode got 380 plays, downloads. Um, Cooper got 430 downloads. And then it just has gone down ever since. Yep. Until I got to episode 8 with Hayden. I went kind of back up to 170. And then last week, or I guess it was the day after Christmas, I had an episode with my Aunt Ashley. And yeah, I don't know what to do to bring the fucking numbers up. I think I get more response when I have people that when I have interesting people on here that will share it and promote it. And like people come up to me all the time, like, I love that podcast you did with your brothers, or I love that podcast you did with your friend. Or I think people like those kind of conversations more. But I don't, I can't get. Well, I don't know. I won't. Again, my parts of my goals in doing this is to unite people and of different faiths, of different beliefs, different lifestyles, to create a safer environment and more awareness, and to help the people around me feel happy and comfortable. My friends, my family, and anybody else who listens, I want them to know that, or at least if they can relate to my stories, I want to make my story available. I want to be vulnerable as much as I can, to help whoever I can. Cause this life is fucking hard. This life is fucking hard. While we live, all we do is we eat bread by the sweat of our brow. I am a scriptorian, bitch. I fucking know my scriptures. Life is hard, and it has its ups and it has its downs, and um, yeah. Lately, if I'm gonna be vulnerable, lately I was going through this breakup. I felt just so alone, and even though I know I'm not alone, and my life is not as hard as it feels, it's um man, it just sucks sometimes. It just sucks sometimes. Things don't always go the way you want them to go, and people come and go out of your life, and you can control only so much. Um, so I want to be a beacon. I want to be a source of comfort, or a reliability. I want people to just be happy and comfortable and know that, um, whether it's me or whether it's someone that I have on the podcast, or if you fucking follow me on my Facebook page and you see someone post some awesome shit on there, which nobody's posted on my Facebook page, Caden's Podcast on Facebook. I'm the only one that's posted it, and I'm actually and I share all of my own shit, because I don't know how to fucking promote the podcast, but I'm doing the best. I'm doing the fucking best I can for an almost 24-year-old who cleans carpets for a living. I'm just fucking trying. But I do have so much fun doing this. Like I said, I'm 27 minutes, 39 seconds into this, and I'm already going long, and it's because I enjoy talking to open space and making myself vulnerable. So my numbers was high, started off strong, and then they've dipped. Now they've come back up just a little bit. This episode's not going to be very hot, except if I end it really soon, some people are going to be very happy, because one of the biggest criticisms, as I switch my leg back to my other leg and I don't crush myself, most of my episodes are like over an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And the biggest feedback I get is, Caden, your episodes are too long. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing it the way that I want to do it. And I don't want to, I want you to listen to it for the content, not because it's convenient. I think that for the most part, I offer something valuable. Or if it's just entertaining, I don't know. Whatever. Or you fucking don't like it. I mean, I can't be upset if you don't like what I'm trying to do. I want to reach people that enjoy it. So if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. I like to do the long episodes because if I ever have somebody on an episode with me, I want them to be able to, I want to give them time to express themselves, and I want to sit down and draw it out and be comfortable. Because even with the last few people that I've had on the show, the conversation doesn't even get good till like the last three quarters, the last quarter of it. Because I don't mean, I guess I would say it's because people get comfortable towards the end. That, we've been doing it the jitters are gone. We're in a conversation. We're in the meat. So it always gets better. And if I did 20, 30, 45-minute episodes, I don't feel like I would get the kind of quality content. So, I want to do it the way I want to do it. I mean, I just listened to an 8-hour interview on Mormon Stories with Radio Free Mormon, and it was awesome, and it took me like 5 days to get through it, but I loved the content, and I was willing to to start it and stop it and start it and stop it. And as a matter of fact, God, he said something so profound. I finished it today, and I gotta post it. I'm gonna post it after this. He said something so profound. Radio Free Mormon. I haven't listened to his podcast, but I guess he's got an awesome podcast too. Yeah, I listened on another Mormon Stories. I listened to one with Chris Shelton, an ex-Scientologist, who did I think it was a 12-hour interview or 13-hour interview with John Dehlin on Mormon Stories. I love those longer podcasts. All of the Joe Rogan episodes are like 2.5, 3 hours long, and I don't get through them all in one sitting. I don't think that's the point. I think it's something you enjoy the content, you enjoy the host, you enjoy the guests, and whether it's well, I guess I'm just speaking for myself. This is why I like that's what I like about podcasts. I like because I clean carpets and I am pumping audio through my ears all day long. And I like to turn on a podcast and let it run for 4 hours. I mean, this Bible book that I just downloaded is 22 hours long. 22 hours. Way too long. That's way too long for an audiobook, but I downloaded it because I got plenty of time. I'm not getting much of the content, so that's probably a problem. However, I enjoy doing this, and if you enjoy me, if you enjoy the content I put out, and you stick it out and you listen to it, then you actually have no idea how much that actually means to me. It's not easy to be vulnerable. I mean, I guess I say it like it's a cakewalk, but I mean, I've actually been planning on doing this episode for the last 7 days and haven't gotten to it today because of all the things I've said before. I've been down in the dumps. I've been busy with work. I've been busy moving. And it's easier just to put my headphones on and play Call of Duty and talk to my friends on Call of Duty. Or it's easier to go sit in bed and watch TikTok videos until the fucking morning time. Honestly, I can't stop watching TikToks. I can't stop. It's way easier to do that than to be. I feel like this is me being productive. Even if it's not, I feel like it is to some people, to somebody. I can reach somebody, and I enjoy this. I still feel strongly about what I want to accomplish. I want to make people happy and make people feel comfortable. And assist as many people as I can in this life because it sucks donkey balls. For most people, it sucks. And I've been complaining a lot of this episode, but I've got a good life. I've got wonderful support. I've got amazing family. I'm comfortable. I've got a great job. I've got a good setup. I can't complain like I am. It's just not easy. Life isn't easy. It doesn't matter how good you're set up. There's just shit that happens that will bring you down. And I've got it way good compared to a lot of people. I know that. I was just fucking watching a video on Twitter about all of Australia has been on fire for months, and I don't know if people are dying, but every animal is dying. I mean, it's tragic. It's tragic what's going on. But speaking of Australia, I saw that Riley Reid, the porn star, is sending nudes to everybody that donates. That proves that they're donating, and I will make myself available that way if you will donate to the Australian cause. I don't give a fuck. I have no shame. I'm all about unshaming dick pics because if they save Australia koala bears, then I'm all about the dick pics. But I'm not all about unsolicited dick pics, unwanted, or is consensual. If you don't want a dick pic, you don't get a dick pic. But if you want a dick pic and you're willing to donate to Australia, then let me know. We'll talk. Hey, let's get in touch. You know my Instagram and shit. Mom is gonna love this part of the podcast. She's gonna love this part. I cannot wait for her to call me about how stoked she is about my dick pics for Australia. Hashtag dick pic for Australia. All right, I'm 34 minutes and 40 seconds into this. I think I've covered most of what I want. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but I have been posting my episodes on YouTube. It has no video. I want to get a camera eventually. here's the deal. I don't remember exactly how long I set my goal for. I know at the beginning in the first episode I wanted to post an episode every day for a certain amount of time, maybe till the new year or for 3 months. I don't remember. I'm 2 months in. This is episode 10, and I really enjoy this. Even though my brothers are out in the living room screaming their asses off, and I'm paranoid that you can hear it through the microphone. I'm having a great time, and I want to do this. And so eventually, I want to get a camera and some boom stands for my microphones. I want to get a comfy chair for the guests. If I ever get a guest, I'm gonna put them in this corner. I'm gonna move all of my guitars and have the boom stands. If you ever watch the Fighter and the Kid podcast, I want to get a setup similar to that. They have two really comfy chairs, and they just they don't fuck, but they are pretty close, if you ask me, for how comfortable they look. And I haven't paid attention, but maybe one of them's got their legs crossed, and they're not squeezing the jewels. So yeah, I got a lot of things I want to do. Um, But man, I do got a good life. It sucks and it's hard and it makes me sad sometimes. But I got a good life. I'm not gonna sit around and complain. I want to go do something. So maybe I'll end this with some of my 2020 resolutions. I part of God, I hope you can hear them. I think they're smacking each other's asses out there with belts. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Um, Part of my response to this to my sad season for the last few weeks, for the last month, is I want to cut alcohol out of my life for the whole year. Alcohol and weed or whatever any substance. I'm gonna be sober 2020, baby, and I don't do that to gloat. I don't do that because I think you will live a happier life if you don't drink or if you don't smoke weed or don't do anything like that. I'm doing it solely for the reason to exhibit self-control, self-restraint, and work on my own happiness, my own well-being, my health. I guess part of the biggest reason 6 months ago or 4 months ago or whatever, 3 months ago, when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I was told to stop drinking alcohol, and I didn't stop drinking alcohol. I also haven't entirely stopped eating shitty foods, but my diet is like 90% there. I just still drink on the weekends with, when I go out or when I have company. So I want to I'm just not going to do that. I should have stopped for my health a few months ago, but I didn't, and that's a major contributor to it. I just want to. I feel like, especially lately, it's not a crutch. It hasn't been a crutch. It has been something to uh, dull the senses, but then my judgment is impaired, and then I am just. It's just not something I want to. I just want to. I just want to try. I just want to try something else this year. I'm going to be healthier. I'm gonna cut those. I'm gonna cut those out of my life for the year, and I am working on getting into. I'm like 99% of the population and want to get into better shape. But I have a Vasa pass. I just don't fucking use the Vasa pass because I don't like to go to the gym. You bitches that say you like to go to the gym are fucking lying. Because here's the deal. Going to the gym sucks. Leaving the gym rocks because you feel so good if you go and get a great workout and you're coming out of the gym. You're sweaty, you're tired, you just pumped for 45 minutes. Oh, the being done and knowing you got a good workout in is the best. And I always have a better day after I work out, or a better week if I'm consistent. But getting to the gym is so difficult. It is so difficult, especially because I am cleaning carpets all day long. I'm exhausted. Wow, burping. What did I eat? I didn't have any cooks. I had chicken and rice because I'm a fucking clean diet. I have a fucking clean diet. I had grilled chicken and white rice, bitch. Oh, you don't think I fuck? I fuck. Yeah, I need to get back to the gym. What else? I thought I had some other resolutions. I think I was going to keep the podcast going for the rest of the year. Make a 6 month goal for the podcast. Um, a huge announcement. I failed to mention at the beginning. God damn it. I am putting together a major charity event for. I'm putting together a big charity thing, and I need help. I need a lot of help. And if you like to donate time or donate money to a great cause, then please, 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 please reach out to me, and I will give you all the details. I'll share with you what's going on. I don't want to share everything that's going on here because I don't want. It's mostly a surprise, but I will share the details with you privately, and I will tell you what's going on. Right now, I'm trying to raise, I think it was $5,000. So it's not it's a lot of money, but if we have just a few generous people that are willing to give some time, give some money, I would be so happy. Oh, I'd be so happy. Please, please, please reach out to me if you would be interested in learning more about a charity event I'm putting together. More service was a goal for 2020 as well. Be more selfless, less selfish. Yeah. 2020, another decade. We started it strong with President Trump bombing Iran. Ha! Political. Not going there. I'm gonna wrap this up. 41 minutes, 47 seconds into this. I again want to say thank you to everybody that sticks it out for the episodes. I have a profound respect for the podcasters that I listen to, mainly Joe Rogan and John DeLynn, and I listen to a lot of Chris D'Elia, but his is just bullshitting too for an hour, and I love it, and he does really well at it, and it's not easy to do it, especially when you have families and you have busy schedules and you're famous like those guys, and you don't have any downtime, and you got a podcast whether you're depressed. I mean, it's some people's lives. It's some of these guys' lives. So I got a lot of respect for those guys that do it anyway. And I love the people that listen if you listen to my podcast. So thanks a whole lot. Reach out to me on Instagram. My handle is Kaiden R. Kelly, KAIDEN RKELLY, but I do not pee on little girls. And my Twitter is I think it's KKelly _7. I can check on that. And then my Facebook is Kaiden Kelly. And you can always find me on my podcast page on Facebook too. It's Kaiden's Podcast. I make it so simple for you. You should thank me later. I'd love to hear from you, all your feedback, any questions that you have for me. And if that's everything, then we'll wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in.